so today we look deeply on how to use social media for self-branding. And of course, we have Shannon Dale Reed, who's going to take over CVM at Sunrise Going Social. Take it over.
That's right. Thanks, Renee. So guess what? Today we're going to be looking at personal branding. And who better to do that than the man himself, entrepreneur, social media extraordinaire. Should I put anything more to it? It's the man himself, Kemal.Brown. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's get right into it. Let's talk about what is a brand. Let's establish that.
Okay, well, a brand, Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, I love his definition the most, and he's basically saying that a brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room, right? And I think that succinctly defines a brand, and in a sense, it's a promise. It's a promise of a certain experience tied to your skills, experience that you can deliver consistently, and this, crafts the image that people have in their heads. And, social media is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, brand shaping tool because it enables you to really frame your own narrative, based on your skill set, based on the problems that you can solve for a particular niche.
All right, so therefore, to summarize what you're saying, therefore you should understand what is it that you are passionate about.
Yes.
First. Then secondly, understanding which social media platform is perfect for you and your brand.
Well, before you even go to the platform, I would look at, your respective goals. What do you want to achieve using social media? And, looking at, okay, you're passionate about something, but does the market actually want it? Personal branding is really being able to solve a problem with your skill set. So second on that list, I would put, the problem. What problem can you solve for someone? What pain can you solve for someone with your skill set? And that is how your brand then, comes into itself because you become associated with a certain, even looking at something like a relationship, right? Now, the brand of boyfriend, girlfriend, it comes by being able to solve a pain, which is, lack of compassion or a need for compassion, caring, these types of things in a relationship context. In a business context, you look at someone, for example, me, you might want to, improve your sales across a certain social platform, use it, to build your brand out, and I can solve that pain for corporates, I can solve that pain for individuals, and that becomes a part of my brand based on my ability to consistently deliver on this promise.
All right, so let's quickly look at some of the platforms.
Okay.
Let's look at Facebook first. Let's understand what's the purpose of Facebook in terms of personal branding.
Well, Facebook as a platform is really for communicating, keeping in touch with people, but they've added another layer for businesses and for individuals seeking to brand themselves, which is Facebook pages. Now, the pages is where you can really, market yourself based on the types of content that you share, right? And because Facebook has, I'd say, the largest demographic of any social media, it's about 1.59 billion
which is
people.
97% more than theirs.
Yeah, it's so much that there's so much you can leverage on that platform on the basis that the very important or the very topical part of Facebook is the data and the insights that it gives you into your demographic. So you can literally target a 70-year-old that likes cats, doesn't like tea, plays water polo. You can target down to that and lives in Kingston. You can target down to that level. So the capacity for Facebook to help individuals find the people that they can solve problems for is very, very powerful.
All right, and Twitter.
Twitter
and
is...
jump right into it and talk about Instagram.
Okay, well, yeah, Twitter is basically, quick, short feeds of information. Twitter is powerful. The millennials really love Twitter and business people because it allows a quick stream of information. It is a bit noisy at times, in terms of for brands, for individuals, because so much information is because of the speed at which Twitter works versus a Facebook. And recently they went on a certain algorithm, but before it was basically just a feed. So information can get lost in there. But Twitter is powerful for really sharing stuff like your articles, sharing quick thoughts. For me, I love to use it to share motivational quotes and so on and so forth, just to inspire my network.
All right.
And you said Instagram. You want me to just? Well, yeah. So Instagram is very powerful. It's based on the hashtag, tool. Or the hashtag is the primary means through which you navigate Instagram.
Right. It's the most powerful tool on Instagram.
Yeah, and hashtags on Instagram. Or Instagram generally is the most lucrative network in terms of organic reach, meaning reach that you don't have to pay for. You don't have to put ads on Instagram because it's organic. So meaning if you don't have a lot of money and you're trying to put out, for example, that you're a fashionista and you want to help people.
Renee, that sound like you, right?
And you want to help people know how to arrange themselves, different pieces and so on and so forth. You could easily put that on Instagram, hashtag fashion or women with style and so on, and it'll be reached globally by individuals all over the world. So it has the largest potential for organic reach, meaning non-paid media.
All right, but as a personal brand, right? How is it that I'm able to navigate through all these social media platforms? What is it that I'll have to do? Because it sounds like a lot of time. And I don't have the time, according to a lot of people.
Funny enough, a friend of mine yesterday, when I shared an article on LinkedIn, because I write on LinkedIn, she said to me, Kemal, yeah, this sounds awesome, but how? I'm an entrepreneur, I don't have time for this. Well, the reality is, you have to make the time.
That's right.
And the thing is, it's not a lot of time that you need to put aside for, but the reality is you need to integrate it into your daily activity. So, for example, when you go somewhere and someone takes a picture of you with a conference, you need to share that picture because it verifies in someone's mind, because social media is very psychological. So if someone's seeing that, okay, this person's here, they begin aligning you to that, right? So 3 things you need to keep in mind really in terms of personal branding on social media. 1, what you're saying, right, which is your message. 2, who you're speaking to, which is your audience. And 3, where you're speaking, which is your channel, right? So if you keep these 3 things in mind, clearly, if you're a business person, if you're a B2B, you want to be on LinkedIn more than you would, use Facebook. So you have to, in terms of being able to fit in your brand, you have to know where you're playing and for what purpose. So goal setting is a very vital and important part of social media branding.
All right, pretty simple. What we're saying is simply this. Guess what? Social media is all about imagery and language. That's basically what it is. But let's go into it and talk a bit about personal branding as it relates to how many times should I update my pages.
Okay, well, a lot of pundits have distinct opinions on that. So they might say, Twitter you need to do 5 times a day, 2 times a day for Facebook, LinkedIn 1 time per day. But it's really based on your goals. So some networks you might not even use. Pinterest, for example, is populated by women.
Yes.
It's about 70% women, and they use it to pin things like recipes and so on and so forth. So these types of things might not appeal to a certain target market. Clearly, if you're selling, hardware, power tools, Pinterest might not be the best place because just of the demographic, right? So it's tied to the demographic. I wouldn't put a particular number. It's based on your goals, but definitely you should be updating all of them throughout the week. You never want to fall off because Facebook and all the other platforms punish you for this. Because if you become irrelevant, for example, many people don't know that when you like something, what you're telling Facebook is show me more of this, right? And they added that new emotion, palette, laugh or happy or sad. All you're doing is giving them more information that curates what they show you. And that's what social media is really about, shaping your narrative strategically so that you can achieve your personal and professional goals.
All right, so in a nutshell, we're saying to you, join a chat room, join some form of community, expand your brand. Kemal, thanks again for being on CVM at Sunrise. It's all about go social with CVM at Sunrise.
My pleasure. Thank you.